Today we're going to be frying powdered sugar donuts, and we're going to be using the base recipe of these donuts from the Cookbook Bake Club. So I have 150 grams of flour, which is also 1 1/4 cup, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of cinnamon, and an eighth teaspoon of baking soda. All right, and so in a separate bowl we have some sugar, we have an egg, 2 tablespoons of oil, and we're going to whisk this combined for about 30 seconds. Now that this is nice and pale, we can add in our milk. We have some heavy cream, apple cider vinegar, and then a splash of vanilla. Now using a sturdy spatula, we're going to mix everything together. All right, with this combined, I'm just going to place it in the fridge for a little bit. So while the dough's in the fridge, I'm going to prepare some squares to place the donuts onto. As you can see, this is a perfect size because the ring fits right on there. Now we have our squares done. All right, so at this point, we're going to flour our surface. And then I'll flour my hands as well as the dough, but with not too much flour. And then we want to get it flattened out into a rectangle. So we'll first take the larger ring, and we're going to cut a hole. And then we'll take our smaller one. So now we have our donut hole. So then I'll take my square parchment paper. And so now we have our donut ready, so I'll do it again until we run out of dough. All right, so I have my oil heating up, and that's going to take about 10 minutes. I then wanted to prep my powdered sugar, so I'm going to be using this paper bag here, and then we're just going to dump our powdered sugar. All right, so it's been heating up for about 10 minutes. I'm going to test it out with a couple of these holes first. We can see immediately after putting them in, they started sizzling, but also they're floating, so we know our oil is ready. You can see those are nice and golden brown, so they're ready to come out. All right, and so for these, I'm going to take a slotted spoon and just scoop them out. I'll let some of that excess oil drip off, and then I'll place it onto my baking sheet. All right, so we have our test donut hole, so now I'm going to add them to the bag, and we'll shake it up, and voila. So I'm going to let these cool slightly, but I'll continue working on the other donut holes. So we finished our donut hole, so now we're going to fry up the donuts. So I'll carefully lift it off of the paper, and then I'll slowly add it in. So again, we can see that the donut immediately floats, so it's doing great right now. So we have our donut again. We'll add it to the powdered sugar. All right, so we have our donuts. Obviously, we have 3 full donuts, but if you change the size of them, you could have more, you could have less. So we're going to try one out. I love the icing effect that happens with the powdered sugar because of the warm donut. It's really nice and soft on the inside. It has a nice exterior too. And you can taste that cinnamon as well. I don't fry things often, and I know it'll take practice, but I had a lot of fun making these. And then here's our whole donut. We could have also done like a cinnamon sugar topping. We could have had frosting. We could have done sprinkles. And it would have been cool to do a jam filling as well. So you can see the nice coating we have with the powdered sugar, but then that nice soft interior. These were a lot of fun to make, super easy to get together. So if you have any flavor ideas you'd like to see me try with these donuts, let me know.